How to become wealthy in the stock market. Now, you can do the old 20, 30, 40-year park and pray plan and hope to God it all works out, or you can get really strategic with AI and what we have that we can do today. It's fabulous. So to begin our conversation, we're going to talk about how do you just get started with stocks effectively? How do you even begin picking them? And there's some really easy rules around that to get going. The second thing, there are strategies that have proven results, like unfailing results in the market. What are those, and how do you use AI automation to create that result for you and yourself and your family to create the wealth you want? And last, what are the common pitfalls that we see all the time? So to have this conversation with me today, I've brought the CEO of iFlip, which is an automated AI-driven software. We are beating Robinhood on the NASDAQ. We are beating most of the financial institutes. So let's go have that conversation. So as we talk about becoming wealthy in the stock market, I brought Randy Tate, who is the CEO of iFlip, as well as a business partner of mine. And we've traveled all over the world together teaching this principles in almost every continent but Antarctica. So we're excited that you're here today. And Randy, let's start our conversation and education around, how do you just start investing effectively in stocks?
First of all, you got to start. And so where do you start? How do you get going? That is what the iFlip app is for. It is designed for people to get started, whether you got 5 million bucks or 500. You need 500 to get going. But with 500 bucks, you can just literally go to the iflipinvest.com and download the app and set it up on your computer. I like the computer version much better than the phone, but to each their own. I'm a little older, so maybe that's why. But that's what you want to do. You want to download it. You want to set up an account. You want to connect your bank. You want to set up some form of auto deposit so that you're recurringly depositing that, and then let it go. Let it run for a few years and keep contributing. That's the foundation.
And that compounding power of the constant contribution. I don't care if it's $25 a week, $50 a month, whatever you can put in, make sure you're adding to it. Talk a little bit about picking then the smart folios. Talk through that and how we use them to get the strategic results to beat the S&P.
Yeah, you're going to be prompted when you set up an account. There's a couple of things you got to do. In order to trade the stock market, you must have your identity verified. So you're going to have to take a picture of your driver's license and do some download stuff. It'll take you about 10 minutes. Once that's done, it'll prompt you through an onboard where you'll pick a core strategy: balanced, aggressive, or conservative. No wrong answer. It's up to you. There's a little description of each one and what they do. Once you pick that, it really is that simple. You link your bank account, and then it becomes like Venmo. You can literally move your money back and forth from Flip to your bank, from your bank to Flip. I really encourage you not to move it from Flip to your bank, because this is the wealth you're trying to grow. And then you just contribute to it every month. Then once you get a little money in there, maybe you move it into some of the other smart folios. There's all kinds of ones. There's BitFlip, which is one that's designed to trade Bitcoin. We got a brand new one come out called Shield Plus that's only designed to trade. It's designed to protect against inflation. And so it's very intuitive, very point and click, and we've got a great customer support team as well if you get stuck.
Perfect. And so talk again, what are some proven strategies for growth? Obviously picking the smart folios. Is there anything else they need to do? Maybe talk about the diversity of folios. Love the BitFlip that is out, and some of the new ones to stabilize people in this inflationary time. So maybe just have a deeper conversation around the diversity of smart folios.
Yeah, it's an interesting thought there, Laurel. It depends on what the person's trying to do. There's a smart folio for everybody, and they all are designed to do the same thing, though. They're all designed to beat the S&P 500 with less risk than owning the S&P 500. Now, that said, Kelly, my partner, uses the term conviction a lot. And he does. You want to invest with conviction. So if you're looking at those smart folios, when you click on it, you can scroll down and see what's in it. They only have 10 to 15 stocks in them. Some have 2 or 3. And you go, wow, I like that. I like that company. I like that company. I use Apple products, so I want Apple. I go to Disneyland all the time. I want Disney. Whatever floats your boat, and whatever you have conviction in is what you want your money to be put in. And then just keep contributing. You want to have multiple smart folios. I actually own every single one. I probably should, because I'm the CEO of the company. But I can tell you also this, Laurel: my dad's money, my wife's money, My mother-in-law's money, that takes conviction, is in these things. So that's the idea. To have success in there, you want to choose a smart folio at the core, whatever your personality is. Are you balanced in the middle? Are you super conservative, or are you crazy aggressive? That's your foundation. And then the other ones are all conviction strategies. Do I believe in Bitcoin? There's your IBIT. Do I think inflation is going to go out of control? There's your Shield Plus. Maybe I just like the Magnificent Seven. There's my big tech, that's how you do it.
Good. How many total smart folios are there right now?
The three core and eight total.
Total. Good. All right. Before we continue on, I want you to subscribe to my channel if you have not done so. Click that notification button. So every day, 5 days a week, you are getting a video on your screen with new education and new money topics. Most people don't have any mindset issue with money. They have a lack of knowledge. So I'm going to pour knowledge in through this YouTube channel. Randy, we're going on 3 years of this channel in July 2024. So we've been out here a long time. And please share this channel with as many people as you know need to get smart with money. Now, Randy, if we go back into this conversation, let's talk about common pitfalls. What are the biggest mistakes you see people make? Because you and I see people lose money all the time. And I'm going to start with the one that I, write about in all my books, which is people park and pray. They park their money with the financial planner and they pray to God something's going to happen and they don't pay attention to it. They're not active, which is why, like I can't say you can set it and forget it, because you always have to be constantly adding to it. But there's an automation to how you invest. There's an automation to those choices. So talk about other pitfalls.
Yeah, your park and pray analogy is perfect. That is what they preach because that is how they get paid.
Yep.
Period. So what do we do about that? Their term invest for the long haul is accurate, but to just park it and leave it in the same spot, fully invested all the time, is no good. That is the biggest pitfall people make for those that are using somebody else to do it for them. If you're doing it yourself, the biggest pitfall they make is they're not Vulcans, they have emotions. And so they get excited, they sell, they buy when they shouldn't, and they are an emotional wreck. It's very difficult to do. Some of the best traders in the world will tell you this. So most people, though, they truly just leave it with the advisor in some portfolio that is just based on the company, and they don't realize the fees that are coming out of it. Most accounts under $1 million, professionally managed, I'll say, those accounts are paying an average between 2.5% and 5%. Under $1 million, the national average is 3.5%. So heck, at Flip, we don't even have to be, we can be 3.5% worse and we're still better.
So just one last thing. I mean, we know, because why we're in love with iFlip and why we do the app and promote it all the time. And by the way, there is an app for $7 a month, the minimum of $500 to get started, in the description below. So talk a little bit about how to get an account set up. And then I want you to talk about the difference between Wall Street and Main Street, because the reason we're doing this is to help, I'm going to say, the little guy, because the manipulation of the big guys is so expensive and costly to so many investors.
And when we say little guy, we actually mean those of you that got 10 million or less. Okay, because you're a little guy. Compared to BlackRock, you're a little guy. And I say that only half joking, but the reality of it is, Laurel, that you go to iflipinvest.com and sit and click, join now. 10 minutes, you'll have an account set up. Literally, as long as you got a driver's license or a government ID that you can take a picture of, done. That easy. Now, what did you mean when you said Wall Street versus Main Street? What Wall Street does, they produce products with fees and structures in such a manner that encourage you to buy and hold or park and pray, as Laurel said, and try to be in there for the very long term. Now, if you've got 40 years, yeah, you're going to make money. You'll do okay. But you could do so much better if you don't just park and pray. The mantra, you can't time the market, is not true. The market that diversification reduces risk is not true. And so all you want to do is rebalance, and that's what the software does automatically for you. The AI actually uses mathematics instead of emotions to put you in and take you out, put you in and take you out. Doesn't trade a lot. We know a couple of things about the market, Laurel. The market goes up 85% of the time. It goes up. Only 15% of the time does it go down. So all we want to do is be out of the market, 10 of that 15% and in the rest. So we don't trade a lot. A smart folio might make 10 trades a year. It's not about trading all the time. Doesn't trade very much. We're just skipping the dips.
Love it. Love it. So again, grab the app in the description below. If you have any questions, go to askloral.com, ASKLORAL, ask a question, make a request, and we will be back tomorrow as we are here 5 days a week for you and your family. Talk soon.